right. It's after 1 o'clock in the morning. All right. So did Mount Shasta, so connected to Mount Everest. And there's definitely a lot of Agarthian energies there. Of course, it's not part of your spiritual community. Probably not part of your spiritual community uh, terminology. They don't connect to Mount. Who connects to Mount Everest? Like nobody. Well, some do, but it's not part of the spiritual community zeitgeist. Well, we don't hear about it. What little that I do pay attention to. But it does have a lot of energy of giants there. Obviously, extraterrestrial energies. I guess you can go to the top. Of course, getting to the top of that mountain, I think it's difficult. Like people die. So it doesn't mean you have to go up there and see aliens. I don't think that's going to work. But there is a lot of alien frequencies there because they're attracted to that mountain range. So it's definitely a spiritual attraction. Of course, many actually spend their whole lives trying to climb Mount Everest. It takes a couple of days. I don't know the detail. I don't hear about it very often, but anyway, I figured tap into those frequencies and give you some kind of perspective for those that want to connect to it. Once again, it's not part of the spiritual checklist usually. Shasta is part of it. There's another one I can't remember for some reason. Doesn't really matter. Shasta is one of them at least. There's other mountain ranges. Mount Adams is one, and there's another one. I'm not sure why I can't think of it, but it's not important. But anyway, of course, any mountain range is part. That's why I didn't talk about the other mountains because it's probably not that popular. Of course, there's also Joshua Tree. I don't think there's a mountain in Joshua Tree. I wouldn't know. So I don't think there is. So the spiritual retreat areas, of course, is also the Redwoods and California. Kind of bouncing around a little bit here. So yeah, we just happened to the mountain frequencies and see what they have to say about our chaotic reality here. So the Reptilian War that's going on, I guess there's some. I didn't know about this about what's going on in Atlanta. I don't even know the details of it. It just it's nice mind control going on. Just another manipulation. Gotta love it, I guess. Maybe not. So it's going to New York City also. So there's a lot of chaos in the U.S. Nothing new there, right? As the U.S. continues to decline, at least we're good at some things like rioting. At least for a short time, it's a manipulation. It's also like satellite technology, satellite mind control being used on that. So, and it's also a person's darkness. Like it's their choice to go that direction. So, in the World War III timeline, and at least the news media is pushing it. So that's interesting how they're trying to push the World War III panic button. Not that it would happen, but it's curious how it's even there to begin with. It wouldn't go well. World War III never looks good. World War II didn't look good. World War III always looks worse. Doesn't mean we're going to have that, but if that happened, we'll probably be all shot to another version of Earth of some form. It won't be good if it really goes to that level. Not that it would, but they're just starting to. They're going to keep trying to spark it until it happens, but then again, you never know. It's too bad, but that's the energy of the Earth right now. Well, that's human consciousness. And energy just shifted as I was talking about that. That's the grays. They're around. So I know people are afraid of World War III energy, but they keep pushing it. I wouldn't be too worried. I mean, what are you going to do anyway, right? You're going to prepare, if you need to get your food supply together, that's fine. But if you get annihilated, it's going to be hard to use that for anything, but I wouldn't worry about it. It's just there's not much you can do about it. Yeah, it's not likely, but it is kind of odd how they're pushing it though. It's like welcome to the new year, pushing World War III, whatever. Yeah, just continue with their lives. Who cares? Yeah, the news agencies, the propaganda, they'll get karma for things like that. It's too bad, but this is the way it is. But there is some reptilian energies there. Of course, there's other beings there too. It's not always reptilian, but seeing how the reptilians have not shown themselves here physically, like a bunch of lizard people walking around, then I probably won't blame them so much. Well, because then they can if they show up as alien beings, like the movie V. And then they can start explaining what they're, give us their side of the story. Say, oh, maybe we're not going to blame you so much on everything. But until then, they're going to get the blame. Not to say they're blamed for everything, but as insectoid beings, oh, yeah, I didn't know about this. I saw a little thing about this, was it The Last of Us, that TV show, that the plant growth takes over people's minds, just like fungus. This is not pretty, but I didn't realize. Yeah, fungus has like a mind control element. That's nasty. That's just parasite energy. Lovely, because it takes over insects. I guess that's what inspired the TV show, or I don't know anything about, but yuck. I did not know that. Yeah, I'm not an expert on fungus. Fungus. Yeah, I don't sit around thinking about fungus all day. Maybe I should change my ways. But yeah, fungus it gets onto insects and and it controls them. That's a little messed up. So I guess that The Last of Us is about fungus taking over people. Just so messed up. Of course, that Last of Us is just your run of the mill. It's still similar to a zombie movie though, but whatever. You gotta do what people are familiar with. Same checks and balances on that one. And then the fifth dimension energy, just basically doing a clearing frequency and see what the fifth dimension has to say for us, about us, whatever. Hopefully it's halfway decent. But yeah, we're obviously dealing with a lot. Even if you're not dealing with a lot, well, you still have to deal with a world that's talking about World War III. I mean, what are they doing? Obviously, they're trying to create that timeline. That's why I'm bringing it up. I'm not trying to make this like a World War III theme, but they're really pushing it. Not that it would happen, but it's it's not a word you want to. It's not something that you want to put out there at all, really. So they're doing that all the time, like it's no big deal. So yeah, those World War III never looks good. There's no like lukewarm, no big deal version of it. No, it's always not good. So, and other versions of Earth have been through it. Some people here have been through it, and you have psychopaths that are trying to create that timeline. And we can always send them back to those worlds. Whatever. Yeah, as politicians and all that are part of that. Anyway, all right. I didn't come prepared here. Oops. Let me just do it real quick. Just do. Here, I got Mount Everest ready. All right, it's time to talk to comment pro sessions. We have the scheduler. We have a shop here. And I'm really late. So, all right, that's it for that. Get that out of the way. And I think that's my offers. Oh, that's this. So Mount Everest. Yeah, you've probably seen this somewhere. Yeah, nothing new there. I think it takes like forever to how long does it take to climb it? Does anybody live on Mount Everest? It costs holy crap. It costs a lot to climb that thing. Jeez. How many days it takes to climb it? How many days? How many days to climb? 4 days. Average 40 days. Ouch. 2 months. Wow. That's saying something. Yeah, you're not gonna hear about that in the spiritual communities very often, especially in the death toll. It's pretty high. I mean, this is not. Yeah, this is kind of a big deal. Quite the sight. So, yeah, I think you have to have a breathing apparatus too at certain areas. Jeez. All right. I definitely feel an Arcturian energy there. Awesome. As a portal frequency. Yeah, you'd think the spiritual groups would talk more about it. Of course, it's not something you can get near. Physically, it's not in the US, but it still has a powerful energy that's connected to it. Or all the mountains, even the volcanoes have a strong energy to it. So, anyway, making sure my candle's working. All right, so alien disclosure, Mount Everest, reptilians in World War III. Jeez. And then if it's dimension energy, okay, blessings, here we go. Brings to you the other consciousness of Mount Everest, but also consciousness of the human race, as the mountains is basically the grounding point for many souls to incarnate. So basically, souls reincarnate through mountains, you can say it technically. Well, it's just basically it's an attractive energy where souls are pulled into the Earth's frequency to find their way, to find basically souls are here all the time. It's just finding a body to incarnate in. That's the difficult part. As many are attracted, yes, they can see the energies of it basically in the higher dimensions. Mount Everest is always lighting up. It's like one of the major attractions on this planet is that how much it can hold, how much knowledge it can store. So astrally, if you connect to Mount Everest, some of you might find yourself inside of it. Of course, there are alien energies that basically, just connecting those frequencies in the higher dimensions, they learn a lot about your world. Of course, the mountain itself is, yes, not an easy terrain at all, and they can sense that. They can feel the dangers of it. So it just tells the beings here that are foreign to your world, but also beings that are here to incarnate. It's just basically, it's like the mountain is like an attraction for souls. It's like that's one of the first things that many souls see is the mountain cliffs here, and they see it on a different level than most humans. So those that incarnate through Agartha are earth beings, but they can connect to the mountain ranges and connect to everything, connect to plants, they can connect to they can connect to grass practically, because the grass is part of their consciousness. There's so much diverse frequencies here, but the mountain energies is still a mystery. It's always supposed to reveal us. Yes, there are many mountains in different dimensions. You can say that's where the mountains are, where your giants are. That's like their home. Technically. So if not that many of you get to go to mountains like this, but you're at any mountain, some of you can feel you feel Sasquatch in certain places, yes. But the giants will probably be your next sighting over time as more people open up more. And many are obsessed with giants because they know they've been one, they've been part of those societies. So once again, if you connect to the mountain ranges, feeling giant energies becomes normal. Eventually, some giants will become seen, always through a third eye, not necessarily physically. Not that they're going to see a giant footprint on the ground one day, yes. The world's not quite ready for that just yet. Not to say that hasn't happened. It's just, there's only so much the human race can handle. But Mount Everest is like a mountain of giant beings. There's also diverse beings there, of course. It's everything that's there. And same thing with all the other mountains around your world. And just for alien frequencies, alien beings, they rejuvenate their energies with the mountain frequencies all over the world, of course. But Everest gives alien beings kind of like a temperature of what your world's going through. They can literally, yes, go inside of it on a higher dimensional level, feel the frequencies, and know where humanity is at, what to do. Basically, they connect to the mountain energies to help you on a weather level. Basically, yes, many beings want to cause difficulties here through chaotic mindsets. Basically, the mountain energies, like, what are you thinking about when you climb a mountain? Are you thinking about climbing the mountain, basically? You're letting your problems just be free. And you're just focusing on one accomplishment or two, climbing a mountain and survival. But it also helps, it really does help do a clearing of your frequencies. Doesn't mean you have to go to these mountains and climb them, but you can connect to the frequencies of it and find a simplicity there. And simplicity will answer your questions here. All of them. Because humans make things so complicated. You say the chaos on the streets. Yes, all these secret programs and all this. When you clear all that out, simplicity is your answer. But for others, they can't handle that. They need all these diversities. They need to know all these secret groups. But if you remove all of that simplicity, you just connect more to your soul, you connect more to the astral realms, and you'd be free of this world's timeline. But it's always up to you. Some can't do that. They need the chaotic frequencies. They need to know everything. But what if you know isn't always the right thing to know? What if there is other agendas connected to it? But some can't figure that out. Blessings. Greetings to you. We have the reptilian consciousness. Not all reptilians want World War III on your planet, but some feel like that's all they know. But there's many beings want to make this world their home. So the last thing they wanted to see is be destroyed. But realize, though, the World War III, as your world goes into the awakening state, yes, it still has a long ways to go, but a very long ways to go. But some agendas want to just turn your world off. It's like, they don't want you figuring that out. So they'd rather have it implode than for you to, for humanity to evolve. So that's another reason, one of the reasons for the World War III. And some are just chaotic beings that are here. It's not all reptilians. No, there's a lot of humans here that connected to Anunnaki, but it's not all Anunnaki. But just some humans here they just love themselves some chaos. They just dish it in. Yes, they connect to, you can say the higher gods, the chaotic gods of your higher astral. Well, they got away with it. So some just are agents of chaos. So yes, you can blame the reptilians all day long, but the agents of chaos are just basically entities, beings that just, yes, want to watch everything burn for that matter. Doesn't mean you have to concentrate on these things, but it's good to know. Yeah, it's not always reptilians. The reptilians, yes, do get. Well, the reptilians, you can say they want to be loved. They want some sense of identity, just like humans. they make mistakes, they get pulled into the gangs, they get pulled, there's good, there's bad, there's everything. Just like what you go through. It's just reptilians are known to be part of the third dimension, and you're part of the third dimension. So it's like your brothers and sister beings. One of the insectoid beings. Of course, insectoid beings are always the difficult ones. I'm not sure. They're not always loved for obvious reasons because they do mess things up a lot. But that's the idea. You're in a family of diverse alien energies. Yes, you might not always get along with each other, but you can slowly figure it out. There is a puzzle. It's slowly to put the pieces together, as many pieces. Like I say, it's not all reptilian beings, but some reptilian beings just love causing difficulties here. Well, some of them have not grown up. Yes, some of them have a mind of a 12-year-old. And if you're a 12-year-old boy that just wants war, but you have not been through war, but you like talking about it, it's the adventure. Of course, World War III is nobody's adventure. That's really an end. World War III, not to put fear out there, but it does have, it's like that's how you end a timeline. That's how you are. Not that your world would end. No, your world will find some way to survive. It's just that you do have beings from World War III timelines that are here, and that's all they know. It's almost like you have beings that come from zombie realities. You have World War III beings here, and some have been through it, and they're obviously terrified of the future because they've been through it. And agents of chaos when it calls it, because that's what they're here to do. Yeah, think about it. Think of like you have entities that incarnate. Their whole point is to cause war, and they just keep flickering at that idea until they get phased out. So it's good to understand it. Not to say you feel like it'll happen here, but those of you that are moving multidimensionally can feel World War III timelines trying to get here. We also see them burning out. And that's why many of you are here, to make sure this type of things don't happen. Of course, many of you come back here many, many times to make sure the world doesn't implode in different ways. Without going into all of it. Like the Tartarians. Some of you kept the Tartarian knowledge here instead of having fully erased. So there's different reasons why many of you are here, of course. Blessings. Greens. We have the consciousness of the fifth dimension. We are Arcturian frequencies. Yes, Arcturian beings are known, yes, to be youngsters, 5-6 years old beings. They might be 1,000 years old, but they still act like children. Well, we have the inner child energy. We don't have the problems of your reality, so we can stay young. So as you connect more to the spirit realm, you might see spirit beings that might be in their 50s, 60s, 80s, or 1,000 years old. They're still acting like a kid. Once again, they don't have the problems of your reality. But as you know, with children, they need to learn to grow. It's like, yeah, they might be too naive. They might be too playful. And there's nothing wrong with being playful. But, they also have, for some, they need lessons of the universe. And then they go through a great deal. And that's why you're here. But also making sure this world doesn't lose itself, because so many beings are invested into this planet. It's like, just to turn it off just like that is not going to happen. There's just too much investment went into this planet. So you wonder why you're here, is to keep it going in a positive way, and as difficult as it is. So many of you that are having difficult times really don't want war or want chaos or any of it. And you're the ones having the hard time here, because others, the agents of chaos, this is their paradise. So yeah, when you want to do the right thing, it's hard. Because not to say everybody here wants to do the wrong thing, no. But just there's agendas here that seem to win. Like the negative agendas seem to win more than the positive. But basically, you have positive realms and the lower realms kind of trying to figure each other out, trying to, yes, balance each other, where humanity understands more of itself, where mysteries are no longer mysteries. We just start to figure things out, which you are to a certain level, but there's still a great deal to understand. It's not just Atlantis. Atlantis is a touchy subject because when Atlantis becomes more known here, a lot of the shadow energies can't exist here anymore. A lot of the trickster beings cannot be tricksters. So Atlantis says a lot of, Lemuria also, as more of that knowledge becomes uncovered, you can say it's game over. It will take some time, but it's just knowledge of and of course, there's civilizations before Atlantis, as many people have started to remember even more, which may manifest the knowledge of that here, and just show how strange this world truly is.